So today is March 3rd, 2020, and I am here in Boston, Massachusetts. Along with 13 other states, including North Carolina, Virginia, Texas, and California, Massachusetts is holding their primary election today, allowing voters to indicate the Democratic or Republican candidate they want to put forward in the upcoming 2020 general election. The Republicans will almost certainly choose presidential incumbent Donald John Trump as their pick, but for the Democrats, a lot of uncertainty still remains. Although the election cycle began with an unprecedented 28 Democratic contenders, the field has narrowed significantly since then, and as of last week, 6 formidable contenders remained. That was until former mayor of South Bend, Indiana, Pete Buttigieg, and Minnesota Senator Amy Klobuchar announced this week that they were ending their campaigns and directing their support to Joe Biden in an effort to unite the moderate wing of the party. Today, 4 candidates have a strong chance of winning. There's former Vice President Joe Biden, Massachusetts Senator Elizabeth Warren, former New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg, and Senator of Vermont Bernie Sanders. Today, I'm here to talk with voters and see why they support their chosen candidate. Let's hear what they have to say. Are you a Massachusetts resident?
Yes.
And did you vote today?
Yes, I did.
Alrighty, who did you vote for?
Biden.
Biden, okay. Can I get your thought process, why you did so?
Well, I think even though I agree with some of the policies of Bernie Sanders, I don't think he's going to get in the click. And I think we're going to lose support from the Republicans and independents who would have went for more moderate Democrats.
Biden is the best fit because I think he understands what this country needs. I think that Bernie Sanders is out of his mind and that he is not a good fit for the country.
You know, there's extremes going on. I think Bernie's been great for the issues, bringing healthcare to the forefront, bringing education, but the policies aren't defensible, really, in the long run.
I think he's someone who's going to be able to unify the party. I was a Pete Buttigieg supporter prior to this, and given his endorsement and the momentum out of South Carolina, I think he's the best chance to beat Trump in November.
So is Biden a candidate that really excites you? Do you see him on the debate stage and go, wow, like that's
I see him on the debate stage and I wonder if he has Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
No, it's not the excitability part, it's more the electability part. If I had to pick a true candidate that I wanted, I would have voted for Warren. I would have picked Warren. I thought she was great, but I just don't think she'll get the votes countrywide.
I love Elizabeth Warren, but she just has not done well in the last couple primaries, and she is a force to be reckoned with, but I just don't know if she can beat Trump.
I was always a supporter of Elizabeth Warren, but at the last minute changed my mind because I feel like everyone's getting behind Joe Biden and we need somebody who's going to win and beat Trump.
Okay, so did you vote today?
I did.
Okay, and who did you vote for?
I voted for Elizabeth Warren.
Elizabeth Warren, okay, and can I ask why?
I think for someone that's from Massachusetts, I've always been behind Elizabeth Warren as my senator, and her values just really line up with what I believe in, and she's really been there to really fight for us.
I really believe most of what she's been saying for years, and she's our senator, and I think she's a great senator. I think she's passionate, and I think she's sincere and smart, and I'd love to see a woman president.
I've watched the debates and I think she's a really strong debater. I agree with a lot of her policies, and I was debating between her and Bernie Sanders, honestly. And I know that Bernie's like doing much better in the polls than she is, and a lot of people are saying it's like a 2-candidate race, but I think that I just wanted to back a female candidate who I think is really strong, and yeah, who knows what can happen.
I think she's one of the most qualified candidates. I think she's demonstrated her leadership ability, and I think she is probably the most able to go against Trump in the general election.
I think she would make a good president because she is a good problem solver and can work with other people, more so than Bernie, who I think of as an ideologue and rather inflexible.
I just feel like she's the most qualified candidate, and I think that I think she backs up her positions with facts and data, and has done a ton of research as to how she's going to implement the things that she talks about. So.
Cool. Are you a bit worried that she has been unable to place in the top 3 at any primary contest so far?
I'm very worried that she has been unable to place in the top 3 at any, but we'll see what happens. I mean, I still feel like it's worth my vote in for her.
I think right now it's still pretty early, and when I went into this vote, it was more voting for who I thought was going to be the best president, not necessarily the trends or who could actually win the presidential election right now.
I think a lot of people are worried about her electability, but I think if no one votes for her, then if people vote for her, then she's electable. So that's the mindset I'm going in with.
Did you vote today?
I did.
Okay, who did you vote for?
I don't feel like I want to tell you.
Okay, you don't have to. So you voted for Michael Bloomberg. What appeals Bloomberg? What is appealing about Bloomberg to you?
Well, I tend to lean more Republican, and I like the fact that he ran a city, and I liked what he did when he ran the city because I know the changes to New York that he helped implement.
Do you think that he has a chance of winning the nomination?
I was voting against Bernie.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So what don't you like about Bernie Sanders?
I'm not a socialist.
So
I think he's an ideologue. I think he has great ideas, but I don't think they're practical.
what do you think is impractical about them?
It's everyone's the same. You know, you shouldn't have the rich, or nobody should be different, and that's just not realistic to me.
Well, you're 17, so you can't vote today, correct?
Correct.
But who are you supporting in the upcoming election?
Ernie. Same.
Bernie? Okay, so give me some reasons why.
I'm personally a Boston climate strike organizer, so I really appreciate his climate action policies, and I appreciate just his liberal and progressive views, so that's why I choose to vote for him. And I also think he has the best chance of beating Trump out of any of the candidates.
Yeah, I've traveled and lived in Europe a lot, and I like his idea when he says Americans say that we can't afford free education or free health care, but other wonderful European civilized countries can. And we can too. Our taxes for the rich will be a little higher, probably maybe even the middle class a little higher, but Europeans can do it, and they have a lovely standard of living. We can do it too.
The fact that he just wants to get money out of politics, I think, is amazing. It means it, you know. He's never taken money from lobbyists or like rich corporations, which I think says a lot about him, not just on a political level, but on like a moral level.
The idea of like helping people my age like get started like with their life with free college education and like for public colleges and stuff like that seems like a really good idea. I think that would have helped me a lot. I'm out of college now, so it seems like a good idea.
Well, unfortunately, a large portion of the country has been left behind in the last 50 or 60 years, where there was a great middle class after World War II. It's slowly gotten worse and worse, and people's wages haven't gone up, who are in the bottom 1% in the last 40 years, where the top 1%, their wages have gone up very high. So I believe it's time to shift things in the right direction towards working people and the middle class, and stop giving so many breaks to people that have too much money to even do anything with.
Well, I'm a socialist, so I'd love to see a socialist in office. I feel like he has the best chance of beating Trump. I also support his policies such as Medicare for All, Green New Deal, and restoring the right to vote to people who are incarcerated.
So do you believe that he is alienating kind of the moderate base of Democrats?
I don't know. You know, I've heard a lot of that, and yet when I've actually been knocking on doors and talking to people don't really seem alienated or put off by him.
If I have a problem with Bernie, it's probably that it would lead to more gridlock because of polarization, but I still believe that we just need to start trying to move in that direction as a country if we want to make a difference and have a livable planet. So that's why I'd vote for him. I don't think any of the candidates are perfect, but I wouldn't expect them to be because human beings aren't perfect.
So I learned a lot today. There were a lot of Warren supporters, a lot of Bernie supporters, a fair amount of Biden supporters, but I ran into a very few number of people who were supporting Michael Bloomberg. In addition, I ran into a lot of people who said that they were heading to the polls but still didn't know who they were going to vote for. I also decided to ask all of the Bernie supporters if they would vote for Biden if he was nominated, and all of the Biden supporters if they would vote for Bernie if he was nominated. Here's what they said. If Biden wins the nomination, will you vote for him?
Yes. I don't know if I would donate to his campaign. I don't know if I'd knock on doors for him or kind of actively support him, but I would absolutely vote for him.
Oh, absolutely. Anybody but Trump.
The disenfranchisement is already there. It's not Bernie. It's that people are already apathetic towards the system and how it's run because it hasn't worked for average citizens for decades. And I think, you know, whether Biden wins it or not, which, you know, I have my own biases of who will win, I think that won't solve long-lasting issues.
So is that a no, you would not vote for him?
I won't, personally. I know that can come back to bite me, but...
I suppose so.
I suppose so.
I think the order would be I would vote for him and then kill myself.
Oh, wow. Asking all people who are leaning towards Biden this, if Bernie gets the nomination, will you vote for him?
Yes.
I'll vote for him.
Yeah.
No problem.
Okay.
No problem.
And with that, the results of the Massachusetts primary and the rest of the Super Tuesday states will be decided fairly soon. Thanks so much for watching.